Well, let's veer into a different topic. And just for the audience sake, I'm going to mention something called the Hawthorne Effect. And the Hawthorne Effect is the phenomena of people's behavior changing simply by the fact that they know they're being observed. So to continue on the thread of AI, I think many of us know we're being observed more and more every day. It used to be very rare that I would be in a meeting that's transcribed. Now it's 90% of them. It was unheard of 5 years ago that I would be in a meeting with AI note takers. Now I was in a meeting this week that had 5 different AI note takers in it that 5 different people brought. And I'm wondering again, I'm not a psychologist, but there has to be some sort of psychological cost of knowing that your interactions are now being, to a much higher extent, observed on cameras, transcribed, searchable, and not even just that, but that they can be sifted, parsed, summarized, and analyzed in seconds.
Respun,
remixed. Yes. What do you think? Am I being a Luddite here, and I'm just again raising a concern that is not a real concern?
No. I think that we have different tolerances for it, and we choose where we put our energy, right? Into what thing we care about and what we know about. And that also makes us sometimes not observant of the fact. But when we know, we do change our behavior a little bit more, right? Pull up to a stoplight. There's a camera at a stoplight. Are you inching ahead, being like, I really got to go somewhere? Or are you holding back, being, I want to make sure I don't do anything to get a ticket, right? I don't know. I look at those and I go, cool. If anyone else does something stupid here, we're all on camera.
Right.
And yet there's times where those kinds of things, I just don't notice or think about them or care much, right? It's just like, oh yeah, there's cameras everywhere here. I can't avoid it. I'm still just going to go and be in this game and try to live for the experience, for watch a basketball game or something. And I know the whole arena is loaded with cameras to try to protect themselves and their property and all that kind of stuff. And all the other attendees. Yet it's not something that I think shifts behavior. And I'm not, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm not the kind of person who's probably going to do anything overly stupid there anyway, get in a fight with another attendee or, whatnot, because I don't like their team or, what they think about a certain call. It's good for you. You've got an opinion too.
Yeah.
So that doesn't change my behavior. But when it comes to more intimate situations, I'm in a call and AI is listening and I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know what people want out of this. And I'm here to talk to humans about something, get their observations, get their insights, whatnot. And we've got 5 AI in there. And it's probably going to shift the way that I work. Or if I'm sitting down at in an office and there's just cameras all over the place, why are these here? What lack of trust is there that requires all these cameras in this private space for us to go and do work? What happened in the past? And that's going through my mind. And I'm guarded. I'm investing my effort in being guarded there because it feels like I'm in a setting that is being violated.
Absolutely. And I think the effect of people knowing that more and more things are public and captured by cameras, it does deter some really bad behavior. It also changes behavior and it just creates new problems. But I do think in many cases, it's a very, very good thing. A family member last weekend was telling me that they work in a company that is, I would describe it as kind of mixed. It's part knowledge and creative work and it's part manufacturing. And earlier this year, their CEO installed cameras to cover all work areas of the company to a point with pan-tilt zoom cameras that they could sit at their office and zoom in on your desk and read what you're working on. Read the bill of materials, read your screen, and all this. And the intent and the rationale for this was to spot inefficiencies, error reduction. But guess what? People think, no, it's more Big Brother stuff. They're checking up on us. They're doing this. They're going to use it against us, and that has happened to an extent. But good or bad aside, right or wrong rationale aside, it's changing behaviors for sure. It's making more conversations happen at lunch, outside, at the bar after work. It's creating just new problems that could be worse than the very problem those things are trying to solve.
It's a total great example of when someone has maybe a good intention. You said they wanted to spot inefficiencies. But the solution just isn't the thing that really need to happen to make that happen, right? Because it probably is taking work into other places, slowing stuff down, who knows? Like just making it all about, oh, here's the work that I think that you think I should be working on, rather than what actually solves a problem, rather than, what actually makes another connection within our business or to a potential client. And those, and it's all because people are changing their behavior in some kind of way, based on how they're being measured.
Right.
Like it's a gold rat thing, right? Too.
That's what I was just going to say is, any listener of this that's familiar with the goal, for me, like Gold Rat or the Phoenix Project or any of these modern variations of this, there's almost always at least one scene in that book where, to get a bird's eye view of what's going on in the process, in the system at play, somebody's got to go higher. They got to get up in the rafters of the manufacturing facility, or they got to somehow look at patterns and data and all that. And that's fine. And to provide a counterpart to my own argument, there's a book that I love called Know What Matters. And there's a story in there that the CEO of a very successful restaurant said they put cameras over the line in the back of the restaurants where people were assembling orders and manufacturing things for consumption. And they, by reviewing over months, hundreds of hours of video, they were able to spot a lot of inefficiencies, mistakes, and able to tweak the system to get a better end product, cheaper, faster, better, and actually taking care of the workers in a way. So this is not a universally good or bad thing, but it's all kind of in that sphere of skepticism, cynicism, fear, personal safety, agency, all that. And I mean, I think there's a reason that ethics, I was told by a university professor a couple of weeks ago that I met just in my normal day-to-day life, that they're seeing a huge amount of people going into law school again, most of them focused on business ethics and technology ethics.
With a father who's a lawyer, the law has always been something that's intrigued me, and how it's interpreted, where it's clear and where it's not. We and I were talking recently about writing the dictionary, and that's part of where it comes to too. Is like, well, if this isn't clear, then I can have my own interpretation. You can't tell me I'm wrong until we make it clear.
Right.
And when you think of like that kind of ethics thing of just people coming in, there's a bit of, let's make sure we're doing it right. There's also a bit of, the more that we monitor people, the more that their secrets could be exposed, the more that they're going to try to hide them and cover them or do something outside of the norm, because it's like they feel like they don't have the freedom that they need. And sometimes we just need to let people run, like give them a little bit more room to act, and let them take ownership of whatever the result is. If they did great, praise them for it. They did bad, well, that sucks. How are you going to fix that? Right? Do you need anything over here? Well, whatever that might be. And so in that case of trying to improve things, like trying to improve a kitchen, trying to improve a service, at least in that case, I would probably want to go and say something like, hey, we're going to do a little bit of this. We want to know if you've got any other insights into how we can get this data, or any other thing that we should be looking at, or anything else you can offer, please bring it up, and then we don't know, and we can avoid this whole other plan that we had because the solution already existed there. We just never asked. Hi, everyone. I'm Rich Visotsky. Join Jim Sammons and I for our 12 days of holiday-themed conversations. Subscribe now and tune back in for tomorrow's episode.